I did.
Hello. Okay, hi everybody, and welcome to this instructional video of Treasures 1.3, 1.2, and so on. My name is Teacher Odin, and
My name is Sister Faye.
wow. Okay, we're going to talk about and discuss how to teach the book Treasures, and as well as techniques and how to handle students using this book. Okay, okay, Teacher Faye, from what ages do we use Treasures?
Okay, actually it depends on the level, right, of this treasure. For treasures 2.1, so mostly
Mhm.
like 8 years old, for 8 years old to 10,
Okay.
right?
We have our categories from 4 years old to 10 years old
Yes.
for young kids. We start at GL grade level junior 3, GLJ 3. We start with 1.1.3, and with GLJ 4 we use 1.4, and then for teenagers starting aging 11 to 13 years old, we start our GLJ 4 using 2.1, and so on with higher levels. Okay, we have this levels until J10 using 5.1. Okay, how do we start using the book Treasures? This is Treasures 1.3. Okay, so first of all, what do you do in this on this title page? Yes,
Copy.
it's okay. All right. What do you do, Teacher Faye, when you start on this title page?
Okay, so here it is more of me talking. Yes, so I encourage the students to talk more since they can actually relate on this one. For example, being friends. So, how many friends do you have? So, they will start talking about their friends and what
Mm-hmm.
do they always do like that,
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of friend are they? Are they a good friend or a bad friend? Do they share their
Mm-hmm.
things with their friends? So, something like that. And what do they enjoy the most? Yes,
With
especially being
their
with their friends.
friends. Okay. That's very good. Okay, and starting with this, we have topic discussion about the picture. Hey, you can also do an activity with picture description. What can you see? Where are they? Where's this kid?
Oh,
Like that.
teacher, that's an amusement park.
Very
Everland,
good.
teacher.
Okay, you can talk about Everland, you can talk about Lottie World,
Lucky World.
and when do they usually go there, and how do they enjoy the amusement parks. Okay, and we have here talk about these questions. Okay, this is very important for your students' speaking skills to
Yeah.
enhance. If they can handle a variety of basic words, or are they
Hmm.
can your student communicate in such questions like what do friends do together? How can you be a good friend? So in this part,
Hmm.
you can talk about more about friendship. Okay.
Yes. So don't
Uh,
just depend on the questions here. Like
mhm.
this is just a guide, so you can actually ask more questions related to this topic. So not just these two questions here.
All right. And the next part of the book is the first short story. We have in Treasures, we have the short story, the first reading, and then the second story is the longer story for reading and comprehension exercises. So how do you teach this page, Teacher Faye?
Okay, so first I ask them to read the words first, and then I ask them if they know the words. And
Mm-hmm.
then here, if they know the words, so this is just simple. So I encourage them to use it in a sentence, something like that.
Yes, exactly. Very good. Yes, using these words in a sentence would help them construct their own sentences. And don't forget to make sure that don't leave this page before your student can fully understand these words because these words will be used in the selection or topic stories. Okay, so the first short story in this, we have a good game
Mhm.
for all. Okay, so we start here with the reading. Okay,
You
and then
can
we.
actually check, yes, their
Mhm.
pronunciation.
Yes, exactly. Checking the pronunciation and the reading fluency of your student. How can they read? Some students would read like the word, a single word utterances. They would let's walk over to see cat. Okay, you can correct that and let them hear you read it properly
Hmm.
for students aging 4 to 10 years old. Okay, and you can also play with the pictures. Who can you see? What can you see in the picture?
Hmm.
For younger students, they like to talk about pictures that they see. Okay, so you can move on to until you finish reading, and
Hmm.
especially make them understand what is happening in the picture and what is happening in the story. And after the short story, we have here the long story of the theme in Treasures 1.3. Okay, and I always make sure my student would know what genre is.
General.
Okay? Yes, you have to explain to them what kind of story that we are talking about.
Hmm.
And this is usually an activity for me that I give my student. Whenever when we talk about genre of the story of this story, fantasy, I ask my student do you read fantasy stories? Do you like fantasy
I love
stories?
teacher.
That's it. You give examples, okay? So that they can understand in their little way that what a fantasy story is. Okay? So you give examples, the stories that they know.
Snow
All
White.
right?
I am Snow White.
That's that's it. Okay? So for younger kids, especially girls, young girls, yeah, they like talking about fantasy stories about princesses. Okay, castles, knight in shining armor.
I love that teacher.
All right. Okay, so the basic uh, activity that we will be doing here is what you predict, what will happen. This chart is very useful in your activity, how they comprehend about the story. And think of this question
Hmm.
in the end of the story. Okay, what game will Kate play? You have to find out and read the story all throughout. Okay, so this is the main
Hmm.
selection or the main story of the preparatory story from the previous pages. Okay, the same routine. You have your reading and practice your pronunciation, your fluency in reading, and then of course, if there are some words that is not highlighted and they can't
Hmm.
understand or expressions, you can explain it to them why and how or when to use it. Okay, this is and the Treasures 1.5.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So the level goes up and
Hmm.
more
Yes.
complicated words are going to be used, and it depends to the teacher how you play with the book or handle the book
Hmm.
in different specific students and levels that you will encounter in your classes. Okay, so another uh, this page is picture description, and you can talk about what you can see, anything. Okay, this is to enhance your students' speaking skills, especially when they can't. You want to increase the slightly or their speech when they speak or reconstruct their sentences.
Hmm.
And you can practice sentence construction in this part. And don't forget the reading. Uh,
And the
you
vocabulary.
mhm.
Hmm.
You have to instill to your students that learning new words and using them is very important before you end your class. That they will understand how to use always, how to use these vocabulary selections in this story. Okay, same as Treasures 1.3, 1.5. It has the short selection or a short story
Yes, and the long
in preparation
one.
for the main selection in this story of Olivia. Okay, so in one day, maybe you can't, in 25 minutes class, you can't
Finish.
finish everything. So you can stop in some pages
Yes.
that you could give your student a homework. Like, what do you think
Mm-hmm.
will happen? What do you think is the story about? What is the ending of the story? And I always make sure that I teach my student what is the lesson from the story, because reading
Yeah.
without any lesson
That's,
would be waste of time.
yeah.
So before I end the story, I ask my student, did you understand what is the story telling us? What's the lesson from the story? And one technique that I teach my student is when you read something because you want to learn something.
Hmm.
Okay, so treasures, basically they have stories that you can have activities like topic discussion, picture description, reading comprehension, reading fluency exercises, and speaking exercises as well, and activities in treasures, activities like using the chart in like this one, like this activities. Okay, who are the characters from the story and where were they? I usually use this activity to uh, check my students' comprehension from the short story, as well as on the main selection. Okay, anything to add, Teacher Faye?
Nothing.
Okay, that's it for instructional video of the book Treasures 1.3, 1.5, and 2.1. And once again, Teacher Auden here from Talk Station.
Japay.